Am I the asshole hooking up with a girl who has a boyfriend?
Yes.
So I know, I know that girl barely, but for a long time. We haven't had any interaction in the past couple of years. However, 2 weekends ago, we met it again at a big party. She was flirty, saying how good looking I am and how horny I make her. She's really good looking, and I'm not often the target of such flirty behavior. As the night went on, we fooled around, and she said she has a boyfriend. I wasn't sure what to do, but I was horny, and she was horny. We were both tipsy, so we had fun that night. Fast forward to today, and we're both messaging each other a bit, and she still thinks that I'm bloody handsome. I'm a bit unsure what to do. As I said, I'm not often the target of this much affection, so to be completely honest, I think the whole thing is kind of exciting. At the end of the next week, her boyfriend is away for a couple weeks and she wants to meet. The question I have now, am I an asshole if I agree? And there's a bunch of edits here. I don't know her boyfriend, and I have no clue how their relationship is going. I only know that she hadn't had sex in a long while. Thanks everyone for actually having a decent conversation. I made my mind up. I'll meet her, etc. Well, okay.
All
Okay.
right, this guy is not an asshole, and I'll tell
Why?
you. So, this relationship is clearly over before it began. Like this is over. She's already cheating on him. It's done. It's it. He doesn't know this guy, but she's throwing herself on him, and by not sleeping with her, she's not just going to be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I'm just going to go back to my boyfriend. She's going to go sleep with someone else who will. So he's just giving that up to someone else. This relationship's over. The fact that she dropped the I have a boyfriend line, that was her plausible deniability of, well, I told him, and he still chose to, get together with me. This relationship's over. He seized an opportunity, but what he should do is make sure that not him, obviously, but somebody else tells in a roundabout way that boyfriend, like, hey, I heard that Stacy is cheating on you. Like, again, this is some evidence for it, but make sure you keep yourself out of it so it doesn't seem like some underhanded thing to her. But that guy does need to find out.
Yeah, dude, I'm all about that. I was gonna say, at first I was like, yeah, dude, you're the asshole. He's not the asshole because there's nothing directly like, I mean, you could be like, yeah, you're an asshole to the guy. No, he can fuck the girl and then use that to be the savior and tell the dude and be like, listen, banged your chick, horrible situation, you're gonna want to dip out of this. So he can redeem his assholeness. He's got, if he goes in for the girl, he's got to repay that by making sure that that dude understands that his girlfriend is not at all like faithful. Because you're right, like she's not going to be like, oh, this one guy was like, no, I'm not going to have sex with you, so I should just be faithful. But he's got to repay the nookie with, your girlfriend's a whore.
Yeah, with a little bit of justice.
Kyle?
I think he's an asshole because he knows that this girl's dating some guy and that she's like making a clear effort to do it behind the guy's back, and he's participating in that. Now, I'm not saying that I might not fall right along beside him, but I am saying that what he's doing is an asshole-ish thing. There's a guy somewhere who would think that he is definitely an asshole.
Do I
Yeah.
play? Do I play too, or just read the top
Yeah,
comment?
you can play too if you
I think the
yeah.
guy's an asshole. I think the guy's an asshole. He knows he's an asshole. That's why he's on the forum. He can ask. He can say that. He can tell the girl that she's got to break up first. But and I agree with Taylor that the relationship is not going well. That's why she's cheating. But you can't just fucking. If she tells you she has a boyfriend and you're still doing it, I get his temptation. He's not often the target of this kind of affection, but it's just an asshole.
Woody's one little sentence, like, of he knows he's an asshole, that's why he's here. Like, that was like a slap in the face of, like, a little bit of logic of, like, you wouldn't go there if you didn't feel like you were being an asshole and, like, know on some level. So I think all of these people are going to be, and I haven't read it, so I don't know, but I think they're all going to be assholes on a gradient, So it's
Yeah.
like wondering the degree to which they're being an asshole. So clearly this guy's not, or this person isn't in the clear. It's not like you go, keep doing this. But they're not like a complete, like, trying to sabotage someone asshole.
Yeah, I want to, I was going to say, there's like a scale, they're on an asshole scale, especially if he follows through and makes an effort to make sure that this guy understands the situation. He's probably like at a solid 3. Like, yes, he's an asshole to the dude, but he's far from like going in and like making an effort to fuck somebody who's like, I have a boyfriend, I'm not, and he's like, but no, you're gonna have sex with me, and this is what's up.
Not
Like,
all
he's-
women, not all women at all, but there are women on Earth whose kink is being a homewrecker, right? Who thinks it's like they get an extra sort of sense of
It's like there's
ego
dudes who do-
boost.
there are
They're probably
dudes that
dudes
like that.
too,
Yeah.
but they get an extra ego boost by pulling a guy out of a happy marriage, and that makes them feel good. He's not that guy, right? He's somewhat less of an asshole than the woman I just described,
So,
but
like, on
still
1
an
to
asshole.
5, we'll
1
say
to
like
5, I'm gonna 2 him.
1 to 5 is on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 to 5 being not an asshole by this standard, but still being an asshole, because they wouldn't be coming to this forum for
Yeah.
validation if they thought that what they did was on the up and up, because they'd feel okay about it. And 6 to 10 is like you're legitimately an asshole. Like you are 100% not like 60 to 100% in the wrong. You're actively seeking out bad behavior, because all
Yeah.
of this, the nature of this kind of discussion forum, everybody knows that something they did is a little skeevy, and they're looking for their feelings to be validated, and they just want a big group hug of, I didn't do anything. You didn't do anything wrong. You're all in the right. So, yeah, this guy, I'd say he's on that scale, probably a 4.
He's certainly underneath the threshold to be he's an like he on this scale he's an asshole. So he's underneath that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put him on the cusp, 5 or 6. He's right there.
Wow, you're lobbing him up there.
Yeah, well, he's
I understand both.
he knows the
both
girl's
ways.
taken. Yeah.
All right. So what's the top comment say?
Oh right,
One.
the top comment says they are both assholes.
Oh, so we all won.
But that's such a cop out. That's
Yeah.
that's not the point is to figure out if the dude or girl, whoever is posting, we need to figure out if they are assholes or if they engaged in assholish behavior, but the fact that you're here and we understand the situation and can sympathize, it's passable. Nobody's gonna label you as asshole for life.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll go to the second top comment. You're an asshole. She's an even bigger asshole.
I was just say
Still
that.
a cop out, man.
He's the smaller asshole in the asshole,
Deal.
Okay, third highest comment. You're an asshole, and she's a fucking cunt.
All right.
We're
this
just
is nowhere from
he's
here.
up here on asshole and she's the 6 to 10. We're all in agreement here.
All right. Would you like another one?
Yeah, number
I
2.
think this could be good.
Am I
We all
the
get-
asshole for refusing to sell drugs to my mother? My mom visited me in
Ooh.
Oregon recently, and she insisted that we drive up to Washington where pot is legal, so that she could buy some and ship it to herself. The problem was the post office was closed for Memorial Day, and she tried to send it, and she left the next day. Sorry, it's not well written. She asked me to ship it to her, and at first I didn't have a problem with it, but then I got to thinking, sending pot across state lines counts as drug trafficking, and even in such a small amount, less than an ounce, it's punishable by up to 5 years in federal prison. When I told her this, she said there was almost no chance that I get caught if I packaged it really well. I still refused. Now she's getting a friend to ship it for her, but I can tell that she's really pissed. Is there something I'm missing here? Everyone I talk to says I made the right choice, but I still feel bad. So, her mom bought pot in Washington, where it's legal, and to ship it back involves her son taking a small risk.
In Oregon, right? Is where they are?
That's right.
All right. He's not an asshole simply the laws for that are super, especially with a border state between Washington and border states on Colorado. They don't fuck around with that. They are very, very strict on that stuff. And the fact that it's a federal crime as well, state lines are a very big deal. Hey, even if it wasn't even if he was just can you go to Washington, buy me weed and bring it back? That's still pretty fucked up. You're not an asshole for breaking the law, not breaking the law.
This person is not an asshole. See, I was going into this until Woody got through reading, thinking this was going to be a situation where she went to his house and she knew he sold drugs and was like, "Hey, can I get $100
Yeah,
bucks?"
that's what I thought.
He was like, "No, mom, no fucking way.
Yeah.
They sell to my friends." And I was going to be like, "Oh shit, you dick!" But this is totally different. She's saying there's almost no chance to get caught. Yeah, your son could go to jail for 5 years. You're willing
Yes.
to chance on that?
That's really fucked up.
A modicum of drugs. That guy is not an asshole. He's doing the smart move, not getting arrested for something that petty.
Furthermore,
that's really
mom's an asshole in this situation.
Yeah,
Mom.
he's the asshole.
Mom is an asshole.
Yeah, Mom, how dare you put your son at risk for going to prison because you want to score pot? Fuck off, Mom.
It's not even that it's not even we're talking about heroin or something that's legitimately you could go to a high school and be like, yo, I need some pot. Let's be real here. You're probably going to be able to find somebody who's skeevy enough to sell you pot. It's you don't risk federal prison over getting your son to ship you cross-country pot when you're just too lazy to go out and get your skeevy connections yourself.
Kyle, you want to weigh in?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you can't be mad at someone who doesn't want to be involved in criminal activity for you. If you wanted to ship weed across state lines, you should have done that yourself.
Yeah.
The
Pretty
top
much.
rated comments are pretty much the same, but I'm reading the second because it's better worded. Your mom is most definitely the asshole. Mothers and fathers are supposed to protect you and help you learn to better yourself, not encourage you into risky behavior. It doesn't matter if you're being a bit paranoid. It's an obvious crime and not at the level of jaywalking.
There you go.
There you go. Mom
I
is
feel
the
like that
asshole.
one's pretty cut and dry, though. That one was way less morally fence walking. Yeah, that one's just like, you gotta save yourself there, homie. Like, see if you
Yeah,
can
it's-
find some like more gray area
I'll
shit.
get a free point on that one. We're all up to 2.
Fuck yeah.
All right. But yeah, that's
I do like this idea though. This is a quality idea, whoever came up with this.
Yeah. This is
Oh,
a
I
very
like
good
this one.
discussion.
Am I the asshole for snapping at my friend for trying to advise me on my eating habits? This is bad timing given the current Reddit outrage. Oh, I see. It's right around the fat people hate
Fat
thing.
people hate, yeah.
So I will give a quick background info. Basically, I'm currently at a healthy BMI, but my weight isn't the issue here. Irritable bowel syndrome is. Every time we get a meal together, he raises concerns about how little I'm eating. When I'm out eating with people, I get small meals because I fear larger meals will trigger a reflex which will make me shit my pants. I can't count the number of close calls I've had in the last month alone. And I told him that this is the reason and time again, and we are pally enough for that not to be a weird thing to discuss. He just doesn't get it. He's aware of my condition, but frequently he berates me about my attitude to skip meals because I'm a believer of only eating when you're hungry when I do eat out. I will opt for the smallest thing on the menu. Sorry, it's red. Funny. This creates the illusion that I barely eat, but I eat heartier meals when I'm at home where a toilet will always be available to me. I'm not a skeleton. This friend isn't exactly inspirational in his own eating habits. Although he lost a lot of weight recently, which I'm very proud of him for, his idea of a snack is a 750-gram block of chocolate polished off with a Coke and a half a bag of Doritos. Anyway, after yet another comment over breakfast, I had a banana and a cup of tea, and he had maple bacon and pancakes and ice cream. I finally had enough of his advice and lost my temper. I told him to stop giving me advice because he isn't at all empathetic about my condition and said I wouldn't take his advice on dieting. Admittedly, a not-so-subtle backhanded comment about his own shitty habits. In my weak defense, my blood sugar was low at the time.
I see. This is one of those
He may
situations.
have oversnapped, right?
He could have
Like,
overseen.
yeah.
But this is one where I could see how there are more details than are being brought to light right now. Like,
Or like there needs to be more exploration into
yeah,
this
exactly.
area.
I see this guy that's giving him advice as the guy who just lost a ton of weight, and I guess now is like the grand poobah of health and dieting, and wants to kind of like spout his,
I think
platform.
he's a pussy. Why is he coming on this thing and like asking all these
Is it a
people
guy?
if his like friend at work's being an asshole or not? Like I
Is it
feel
a
like
guy?
I thought it was.
I thought they were
That's-
both guys.
Yeah.
I just
It
didn't.
doesn't matter.
Well, you're right. I guess it doesn't matter. I just.
Yeah, I guess I don't think it does. I think he's just just tell him to fuck off. I've never had an issue where like Woody's been pressuring me to eat unhealthily, and I just don't know what I should do about it. I want the fruit salad, but he's getting the chicken sandwich, and shouldn't I get something? Like, no, stop being an asshole. Just fucking order whatever you need to order, and if he says something, just tell him you don't want to shit your pants. And say it loud enough so
But
that
it-
everyone
but it's-
hears it.
See, he's not saying that because I guarantee if these two guys are out and he's having his maple bacon, fiasco pancakes, and the other guy's having a banana and tea, and the dude's like, "Oh, why aren't you eating more? It's not healthy to not have protein," and blah 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 blah. He could be like, "Hey, dude, I literally don't want to shit my pants." No guy's gonna come back and be like, "Well, you haven't thought about the sodium levels," and like they're gonna shut up and so that makes me think that this guy isn't actually being as direct as he's leading the.
Yeah. I was gonna
'Cause I
say
feel like
he needs to
The
just.
first time.
Yeah.
The first time that Tucker was like, "Nah, man, I gotta keep it light on lunch so I don't shit myself." Like I'd be like, "Ah, all right then, maybe that grilled chicken salad then, or you know, whatever." I'm sorry,
It just
I
sounds
asked.
like they're both. It sounds like they're both not like they're or like whoever the person who feels at fault is just not upfront enough with whatever it is. And if they are, and the person's still like berating them, then fuck, you're not the asshole. Like shut up, that bitch is so annoying. Then like that's like a very
I have my own.
I just wanted to interject real quick. Is that I've noticed that when people use the word berating, they never actually mean what the word berating means. I sincerely doubt his friend was standing up at
like just
like
berating him.
pancakes. I can't believe you.
That's berating.
That's why I think he's a pussy, because I think that somebody just gave him a little bit of tussling, you know, like, "Oh, pussy, what's wrong? Can't handle a man's breakfast?" And he couldn't be like, "No, not really. I'll
I'm gonna
shit my pants."
Shit
What
my
kind of
britches.
adult diapers do you wear, George? You know, like I feel like he's just being kind of a pussy. That's what it sounds like. So I'm gonna guess that they're saying that he is not an asshole and that his friend is an asshole.
But there are things that can mitigate this.
Yeah. I definitely think there are mitigating factors that mean that his friend is probably just enjoying his delicious breakfast, and this guy is just a real bitch.
What were you
No,
gonna say?
I think he's not much of an asshole. I'll get to that, Tucker. I think probably he shouldn't have snapped and should have been more upfront, but not the biggest deal.
Yeah, I've known
It's
people.
not a life-ending thing.
I have my own "Am I the Asshole" story. Would you guys like to hear it?
I love that. Yeah.
All right, I will submit myself to this judgment. So, I have a team building event. I have flown in people from Scotland, Texas, California, and North Carolina. And we're just all like pretty much the Woodycraft staff getting to know each other face to face, because it adds a thing above and beyond what over Skype does.
That's outstanding, by the way, that
Oh.
you did that. That's pretty cool.
Well, thanks. So, anyway, we're out here. We're like playing putt-putt golf, go-kart racing, laser tag, and whatever. And one of the guys, the younger one from Scotland, wants to get his dad a present at the mall. And I'm like, all right, we can work it in. Like, there's a mall near laser tag or something. We'll get a snack, and I work into the schedule. We get to the mall, and first he looks for new shoes. He's from Scotland, and the prices here are much better than he's accustomed to. So it's like a rare opportunity. And also, I guess the exchange rates when he goes back into euros or pounds aren't as good. So there's some money lost by not taking advantage of this. He doesn't find the shoes he wants. Then he gets a present for his father, and then he starts looking for like other hoodies and stuff like that. And it's all good and cool. I love this guy. And but as he's checking out, like the
How old is
rest,
he?
17.
Okay.
As he's checking out, the rest of the staff is kind of like, this has been going on a little longer than it should have, or whatever. And like, I knew that they were checking out, but they were checking out like 10 minutes ago or like 12 minutes ago. Like, it's a long time in line. And I go to like see, what the scoop is, how much longer it'll be, or whatever. And the cashier is this creepy fucking pedo stash jackass who is just like taking longer than he should, adding conversation to the cashier process, and taking too long or whatever. And then he's like, all right, I know you're ready to go, but I've got one more thing to tell you all about. There's a survey here on the receipt. If you go to this survey and do whatever, and I'm like, all right. You've had your chance. We don't care about your survey. And we all like grab our stuff and go. And I still feel like I made the situation awkward for everyone.
No,
You probably did, but I wouldn't be
when they
like.
start fucking look, I got very, very little patience for that bullshit.
Yeah.
If I'm at GameStop and they start trying to sign me up for shit and get me involved with coupon codes, I'm just like no, none of that. Like fucking, I'll start swiping my card and it's not ready, and I'm just like cha-chink, like doesn't seem to be working. He's like, well, I'm just trying to get you to the cha-chink. I try 5 times and I leave. That's my rule. Cha-chink. At some point, it's gotta serve you. I don't like all that bullshit. I'm with you 100%. Like, I'll cut them off. I'll be rude to them. I was at a chicken place, so I will give you a non-asshole stamp, and you guys can give him your thoughts on that. And then I've got one too, I think.
Okay, well, I am saying you definitely made it awkward, but making something awkward doesn't make you an asshole. I hate it, just like Kyle, when I'm at some inconsequential fucking stupid store like Radio Shack that I go to.
CVS card? Do you have your CVS card?
Yeah, do you have a CVS card? How often do you need overpriced off-brand Doritos?
Buy gum here.
I fucking never need those, so don't sign me up for a bullshit credit card. Don't offer it to me. Just ring me up. I don't even want a receipt, because even if you charge me twice as much as what I bought here, it's still like $9. So just leave. Like, don't bother me, especially if they have that sales pitch to give you and they don't give it immediately, and they like, go on a meandering trail through, shithead woods, and nothing they say matters, and then they get to it, finally ready to leave. That's just a terrible tactic when you're trying to convince someone to do something, because they're already checked out. They're ready to go, especially when you can see there's a party waiting for them. That's inconsiderate on his part, not an asshole.
Not an asshole. Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was at this restaurant called Chicken Express. It's like there's a drive-through attached. They sell chicken there. It's kind of like KFC. And their menu, the speaker of the menu doesn't work. So I'm parked by it, and a girl walks out of the restaurant with a notepad. But she didn't have a notepad. She asked me what I want, and I'm just like, I've never been there before. I don't really know the menu. At McDonald's, I know what a number 1 is. It's a Big Mac combo. A number 2 is 2 fucking cheeseburgers. I know this shit. But at Chicken Express, I've got no clue. So I'm just like,
What is this place called?
Chicken Express.
Oh, it's new to me. Go on.
Yeah. So, I order my food. I'm like, I don't know. I'll get a number 2 with corn nuggets and a sweet tea, and she'll get like a number 3 with blah, blah, blah. And like, I'm not even really sure what's in this stuff. I just see like, mashed potatoes, gravy, chicken. This'll work. And so I get to the window, and they're like, what did you order? And I'm like, I'm not really sure. I kind of knew when we were out there. And she's like, oh, and she tells the other girl, he forgot what he ordered. And I was like, no. You forgot what I ordered. I was like, I knew, and I told you, and like, now you don't have it. And everybody kind of ignored that comment. And I'm just kind of like, she forgot what I ordered. Like,
Can I looking around for validation? Like,
get some backup
she forgot.
and so like she goes on, and then a leather lady comes. She's like, you don't know what you ordered? And I'm like, yeah, I know what I ordered. I got like 2 different combos with chicken and mashed potatoes and corn nuggets and a couple of sweet teas. But like I told her, and I said, if she had written it down when I told her the first time, we wouldn't be having this problem. And nobody really said anything to that. So finally, I was just like, they were still struggling with this whole thing, but like not knowing what to give me. So I was like, you know what? Here's the drinks back. I was like, here, you can have these back. I'm gonna go somewhere where they can take orders. And I made a big scene, and like they acted like they were shocked, and I might have cursed a little. But I felt
need to be able to accurately establish the situation. Honesty is paramount.
Did you say, here, take your drinks, I'm gonna go fuck off, or were you like, go fuck yourself, here's your beverages, bitches,
because I was like, I'm just gonna go somewhere else, and she acted like she was shocked, and I was like, here, take these, here, you can have these back, so I don't want them, and I was like, here's the straws, I was like, I was gone by then.
Dude, first of all, not an asshole. Fuck those people who forgot your order. Fuck them with a broken broomstick. But also, you know who else I want to fuck? People who get really upset with cursing, right? If I'm talking to Time Warner Cable and I'm on hold for like 40 minutes and I finally get some fucking thickly accented jackass who might be able to send like the reset message to my modem and make it work again, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so happy you're here, this shit's making me crazy, and then they come back with, no sir, you're like, I just said not shit, don't say that.
What accent is that?
It's Indian. It's an Indian accent. I don't know that I can do the needful now. And it's just like, fuck.
God,
all I did is drop an S-bomb, and now you're acting like you can't help me, and it's bullshit.
I get very frustrated.
I'm very, very conscious never to curse on those lines, because they don't want to talk to you any more than you want to talk to them, and they want to, stamp your hang up on this jackass, move on to the next person card, and just get it going. But Kyle, I think on your gradient, I'd give you like because knowing your personality, I'm going to give you like a 2, because I know that you were not the patron saint of fast food.
Here's my fucking cups.
You were a little snarky and mean, but there is also no excuse for their level 9 assholishness making a passive-aggressive comment within earshot of you.
He forgot his order. Doesn't know what he wants. And it's just like, I told you, motherfucker.
I would have gotten.
I don't
I
have
would
to
have just fucking.
remember forever. Like, I gave you the information. You give me the chicken. I'm not supposed to submit to questioning at any point throughout this order. Like, you can't come to me later and be like, mashed potatoes, right? Like, what if I get it wrong? Like you're supposed to know.
Yeah, it's not
like-
hard fast food. I assume they have a list, and they're like, who's the next person to come up? Oh, well, that would be the next one on the list. I wonder who the person 3 people from here is. No, I don't, because there's 3 people down on the list. Like, just go on the list, right?
I get really pissed off. I get really pissed off whenever I'm dealing with any kind of customer service, but internet issues specifically, because the first time, so I'll have an internet issue, and I'll have been on the phone with like 3 different customer support motherfuckers throughout the day. I've called the local office and the regional office and some jackass on the internet. And like, this is my 3rd hour of trying to get help, and I get fucking Omar, and Omar's like, have you tried pressing the reset switch? And I just want to be like, motherfucker, don't you know who I am? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be hearing about reset switches. I held it for 10 seconds, asshole.
I did
Like,
too.
that's what I did before I involved you people.
What
Like,
makes
I
me
can
really
handle
mad?
that
Yeah. What makes me really mad is when you know that you are at a level that is probably on par with their understanding of the subject, and you just want to get to somebody who's way smarter. You want to get to somebody who
Yes.
says shit
Yes.
that you don't understand, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, I don't fucking know how to do that, so walk me through it, dude.
Yes.
So like when you have like I remember since I have FiOS, I was having like a slowdown on Twitch, and I was like, listen, I ran a trace route on my fucking computer. Here's it timing out. Here's the nodes that it's timing out on. Your ISP, like, go contact these people. The guy goes, well, sir, usually when we have internet issues, we ask you to turn off your router. And I just went, can I please speak to your supervisor? I'm calling up, and I'm going to give the next guy your employee number. I'm going to fucking raise hell. And he goes, I will get you my supervisor. I'm like, hey man, I ran a trace route, here's the issue. And he's like, okay, let me forward you to my network administrator who's gonna walk you through some shit that you don't know what to do. He's gonna get you data and he's gonna fix it. And I'm like, yes.
It's hard
Yeah.
to get that guy on the phone.
so
because
hard to get
gets
that
paid
guy.
a lot per hour.
If you have a
Yeah, he
business
does.
line, you go straight to him. Like at
I
my, not
know.
at this house, but my last line, I had a business line because it was reasonably priced through Cisco, and I just kept it forever. And you call up within 5 seconds. There's a human on the phone who is an expert in the field.
Fuck that.
And
nice.
yeah, and I'll run down like what I did prior to talking to him. Like, all right, here's the deal. Yeah, I'm dropping packets. I tried turning off the modem. I tried this. I tried connecting directly to it. I don't know what the scoop is, but it's still dropping packets. Here's a screenshot of a ping, and I'll grab like a particularly rough section to make it look bad.
Yeah, of
and
course.
right, and like this is what I'm looking at. And he's not telling me to reset my modem. He's not telling me to do all the things I already gave him. It was great service. Yeah, business class is the bomb.
That's nice.
But it's like $250 a line, and I've got 2 lines.
My guy will
here.
be like, well, the squirrels must have got to the line again. We'll see you next month.
Yeah, I used to tear into the
Squirrels.
Vonage people.
Down that area right now.
We're having a lot of squirrel activity down by there.
Dude,
Causes
so
lots of problems.
I used to have a phone service called Vonage. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Oh my god, fucking Vonage.
Those commercials.
Dude, so here's the deal. I had it back when not having a home line was weird. Like, and I was trying to save $1, and I had Vonage. It had unlimited long distance calling, which is something Jackie needed with her family and stuff. So we had Vonage, and it went out. Like, it would break and it would stop working. And cell phones at the time only had like an hour and a half of talk time. So I'd have a fully charged cell phone, and I'd call them on that because clearly they needed to like reset shit that would break Vonage on the call. And I'd be on the phone for an hour. It wouldn't get solved, and my phone would cut off. So I start calls with Vonage, and I'd be like, look, twice now I have had hour-long calls, and my cell phone dies. You are level 1 support. You don't want none of this. And they would do it. They'd be like, all right, get you to level 2. All right, level 2. You don't want none of this. I've done this. I've done that. I've had 2 level 2 guys pass me on to 3. let's just skip this.
Yeah.
And they would do that too. And I would be super hardcore with them. Like, just, I'm not exaggerating.
I have a
either.
hard
Again,
time-
for doing fucking
So-
bondage, Woody.
So I melt down before I'm able to articulate clearly to level 1 and 2 that I need level 3. Instead, I get filled with frustration and anger, and I literally say things like, I don't think you're following along very well. Is there someone else I could talk to there? And that always pisses them off for whatever reason.
They're like, I'm not sending you off. I'm gonna
said,
put you on hold, bitch. Like,
I literally said that to a guy last time. I was like,
Damn,
I don't.
dude.
It doesn't sound like you're following along very well. Is there someone else I could talk to? And that was definitely an asshole move. But he did pass me along to someone who could pick up on what I was
shit.
saying.
That's so
with
great.
cables, so I have a commercial grade router, right? I like it because if I get DDoSed, I can still work it and it like doesn't freeze. So they're always like, turn your router on and off, and it's like, no, this is not a 1995 router. Like, you don't have to reset things. But I just lie to them. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it now.
Yeah. Yeah. On and off. Yeah.
30 seconds before it
Yeah.
oh, the green light's on. Look at that. Ooh. Look, check your end. Should be up. Yep, up. Great
Yeah.
reset.
I totally fake it with them. Like I've done that. I think everyone has. It's just because it's easier than being like, actually, I already did that, because they might bounce
No, we
back.
need to
Well,
verify.
sir, just to be sure, we got to follow the steps from A to B. I can't really go outside those lines, or they'll.
Kyle, you can't do that. If you fake it, they won't know how to service you better.
I really hate dealing with those people. I always get too frustrated, and I always melt down.
I liked it, Taylor.
All right, let's do a couple
got
more
it,
of these.
Taylor.
These are really
I got
fun.
it.
Like,
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
To be fair, though, the only one that was even like remotely online was the first one.
I've got one that I think is a more difficult call.
Okay.
I went out with, am I an asshole because I went off on a guy that kept poking me with a pool stick? So I went out with my friend to a bar, and they were playing pool. One of the guys kept trying to show off and predict where the ball was trying to go in next, and of course failing. So I laughed. I mean, it's funny because he was so sure about himself, yet applied no science at all to the game. It's just us.
I can't hear any of you guys.
Sounds like you shouldn't have left.
What happened?
I can hear all you guys.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't own this call.
I thought
You guys there?
Yeah.
I can hear
Yeah.
all you guys.
This isn't normal. And I'm getting all these. Oh, is it my internet?
You're the only one who's blurry on my end, Woody.
Same.
I can't see any of you guys' videos, but you guys are coming through. But Woody said, oh, there you guys go. Yeah, you're blurry.
Kyle's coming back.
Yeah, Woody, you look a little blurry, buddy.
I mean, I've been working out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you sound good, so it doesn't matter. But
Damn, what are you looking blurry? Yeah.
that's like a new. Ooh, somebody photoshopped that shit.
You see Woody? He looks blurry.
blurry as fuck.
All right, so this
you do
guy's
look
So
blurry.
you cut. All right, so you cut out with basically. Can you give me a rundown again?
I'm sorry. I'm just checking my internet connection, and it seems to be okay.
No, it's stabilizing now. Like you don't look like a piece of shit.
Oh, well, thanks.
No problem.
All right. I'll start over. So, am I an asshole because I went off on a guy that kept poking me with a pool stick? I went out with my friend to a bar, and people were playing pool. One of the guys kept trying to show off and predict where the ball was going next, and of course, failing. So I laughed. I mean, it was funny because he was so sure about himself, yet applied no science to the game. Later, he started to poke me with the other end of the pool stick. The first 3 times I played it off as if I was in his way, but the third time I told him to fuck off and not to touch me again. Now I don't know how I feel. I feel like an asshole. I'm sorry. I don't know why, but now I feel like I was an asshole.
blurry about this at all. I think that this guy is not an asshole in the least. Someone's poking you and you tell him to fuck off.
But it didn't
Yeah.
start with that. It started with him laughing at a guy.
It doesn't matter.
for
They,
being
the
drunk.
guy
No,
should have
there's
handled
zero-
it differently. He
Yeah.
shouldn't have laughed at the guy. That's a clear way to you shouldn't have been surprised that he started poking you because you laughed at him. Like I would not have laughed at him unless I was expecting some serious, especially with something like that. Like I think you're greatly underestimating how like laughing at somebody's pool game might just get you stabbed with a pool stick or beaten severely at the wrong place.
Something about pool, it's almost like this test of athleticism and an IQ test combined. That it's a little worse to be laughed at.
Some
than,
guys take it seriously.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I'm playing ping pong, not me, but like a lot of people play ping pong, they're just like, yeah, my sense of self-worth is not wrapped up in ping pong at all. Even though look at this, it's all going
Oh,
wacky.
that's weird.
Yeah, even though Maybe it's another timer thing because the call's so long.
Maybe.
But anyway, even though you're not a hardcore pool player, people don't want to suck at that game for some reason. Like they don't just easily accept it. Pool's a tough one. Everyone likes to think they can walk up to a
It's
pool
like
table.
poker too, though.
It's like that, but it's also the fact that this guy. How about if you're not good enough to just be calling pockets like an arrogant, pompous prick, then don't do it. And if you do it poorly, expect to get laughed at a little bit. Sorry, that's the way guys play sports.
And
You
then
laugh
if you're
at someone,
if
know.
you can't take a little bit of banter, like you're like, what do you expect? Like that's the whole.
Yeah,
Mind is this guy. You can't retort a bit of banter, not even banter, just a laugh.
Yeah.
Like how to just predict more accurately? Are you that bad that you can't fall back on your skill at the game that you apparently care a lot about? This guy's a dick for poking him with the pool stick, and yeah, you should expect it kinda in a game like pool where there are douchebags playing it at a bar when they're drunk and a little more
Pretty much.
bold than they otherwise would be. But this guy's not an asshole at all. The other dude's an asshole.
yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who poked him with the stick's definitely a jerk.
Yep. This is like the most clear-cut case yet. So I don't know what
Really?
you're talking about, Woody. What the fuck, dude?
I felt like the guy who poked him with the stick was being provoked. He took it to time by going 4 times, perhaps.
He was being provoked, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like he shouldn't have laughed at him. However, I feel like he can't be laying hands on somebody.
there's like
It sounded
a.
like he repeatedly laughed at him as well.
I mean, I feel like everything could have been. I feel like this is not like a huge case of either one's being a gigantic dick. Like they're just both like handling this situation poorly.
And like how hard is he poking him? You know?
Yeah,
Like,
if he's like
Yeah.
jabbing him and he's like, "Ah, what the fuck?" You know,
Yeah,
that's
right.
different than like, like like a little
Yeah,
jab.
that's
And you're like,
different.
"Oh, dude, sorry."
I put it in my head that he was maybe poking him while taking the shot.
That's what I thought. Like jamming
Ah.
it back and be like, boom, and then he's like, "Oh, dude."
That's
But
weird.
like,
well, what a
but-
jerk.
Like
know.
I in my head, it was a really gentle kind of like like a prodding poke. Gucci
Oh,
Gucci
poke.
Gucci poke.
yeah, like get the fuck
That's
out of my way.
Know the person. Don't touch them. Don't fuck with them. Like it's rude. That
Now,
guy.
are we sure they weren't the friends that went together?
If they were, then your friend's kind of a prick and he takes himself too seriously. In which case he's
Or
not.
you
a
suck
dog. Friends should
being
you
friends.
live with your friends and at your friends sometimes.
Yeah. This one, like, I feel like this could be easily mitigated. Don't laugh at the dude. Also, don't have a friend and or stranger, like, poke at you for no reason. It's just like, both of you could have handled that better. The end.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
true.
I can. I don't know how your view is, but I can only see. I can't really see anyone.
I
You want-
can
just
see
got
you-
Taylor.
I
You
just
wanna-
got both of you guys, not Woody.
Really?
Do you
It's
want
all-
somebody
you guys are-
else to host the call?
Yeah. I don't have Woody and the
Let's
other
hang
two.
up and call back.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me call.
Oh.
All right, let me hang up just. I see you, Taylor. I don't see you, Woody. And Kyle did not answer.
Kyle's call's failing. I can see you, Tucker, just fine.
Who on the call before?
I think you did.
Yeah,
Do you want to... Oh, I think I have to add Kyle. Awkward.
Was it? Maybe it was me.
Kyle should be entering soon, hopefully.
Well, I think he has... Just ping him to add... I just added him. Ping him to add me just in case that's what it is. And you just don't have a webcam on, Woody. Oh, there. He
Oh,
just-
that is what it is. I just didn't answer it
There.
right.
Yeah, I see you.
Kyle, is your webcam on?
Yep.
No, it is not.
Are you sure it's not like with the slash across it?
Positive.
Double click it.
Oh, you're coming. You're coming.
Oh, you're coming all over.
Yay!
Hey, look, we're all in HD now.
All right, so I want to hear the comments. I want to know how many points we have. One of us has to take the lead at some point. This is ridiculous.
I'm on my way. I forgot that
Yeah.
part of it.
I think we've all got 3 points right now.
I mean, no, we've all been pretty cut and dry with our asshole. I think we should all vote
Actually, this
asshole
is
or
the
not
first
asshole at
one
the
where
same
I
time.
disagreed. I think that I said he was not an asshole because he was so provoked.
Yeah.
No, you mean that the guy who laughed was an asshole. 'Cause
Yes.
that's the guy who's asking.
You're saying OP is the asshole, not the guy who's poking him. We're saying the guy who poked him was the asshole. OP is not.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm going to say Wait. You're saying the poker is the asshole? Yeah.
No, the poker is not the asshole. All of us are saying the poker is not the asshole. Or the poker is the asshole. I'm sorry. Fucking Christ. Yeah, the dude poking the dude, he's the asshole.
Wielding the stick is the prick.
There you go.
Okay, this is where I fall behind. If you will the stick, you're the prick. No, you're a saint for not kicking him in the stones. He was definitely the asshole. Although you could have handled it better, you were not an asshole. Nah, man, you could have been more polite, but he was being a total dick and should have been prepared to face the consequences of his actions.
Pretty much.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Point.
That's right in there. I feel like, again, these are all really cut and dry. I feel like there's not a lot of ones that are like... I feel like a lot of people that are posting here, you know how Woody said initially, like, yo, you're not posting here if you're not sure. I feel like a lot of people posting here are sure that they're not the asshole, but, like, want further validation that they're not the asshole. I feel like very few people are like, dude, am I an asshole? Like, here's what I did, and, you know, I, like, deliberately went out and took this girl out, and I knew she was dating and love, but, like, I fucked her in the car, and, like, she didn't want it.
I've got a great one.
Then let's fucking hear it.
Kyle hurts back.
Should we
After
wait?
these messages.
Yeah.
I had a fly land in my wine, and it was really upsetting. Like, it just killed itself in there.
I haven't read it all yet, but
It's protein.
Ugh. All right. This has high hopes.
it's relevant to us.
I'm excited then.
Yeah.
I am excited. We live in such a connected area that, like, everything that could possibly happen to, you know, that could be conceived as asshole-ish, somebody's going to take it that way. Like, there's always somebody that's going to be like, dude, that was such a dick move. Like, I don't care what you say. I told my girlfriend to fuck off and got a 3-paragraph email. We were playing, like, I was playing H1Z1. And she came into the TeamSpeak channel that I was in, and it was just me solo, but I was unmuted waiting for somebody while I'm playing, and, like, asked me for about 2 minutes about if it's okay to eat reheated pasta. And, like, I love my girlfriend to death, but I was, like, top 5, and I was trying to concentrate. I was like, hey, Sonya, fuck off real quick. Like, let me just win this game. He's like, okay. She was like, okay, can I eat this pasta? I was like, go heat up the fucking pasta. It'll be good. And then, like, she left the TeamSpeak. I got, like, a 3-paragraph essay of why I didn't deserve my girlfriend because of that 1 5-second interaction that I had with her online. And there's always going to be somebody that's like, the way you framed it made you an ass, even though it's like, in the grand scheme of things or not.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Am I an asshole for telling a spoiler in the discussion thread of a fan club? I'm a member of a popular TV show that airs once a week. The way that our meetup works is we show 2 episodes a week, the previous episode and then the new one. In our final showing, we were again showing 2 episodes, and when the calendar invite was sent out, someone made a comment in the meetup discussion. The thread referenced something that hadn't happened in the last episode, and in response to someone who hadn't seen the previous episode got upset. I didn't make the comment, but in my opinion, if you're joining a meetup group dedicated to a particular show, you should expect that people will be talking about that show up through the last episode versus an email thread with your friends. In response to
So petty.
This is super petty.
So I think basically this guy's on a TV show that airs once a week, and he did a spoiler, and someone got upset with him.
But it sounds that this... Wait, can you reread? They posted it about an episode that had already been aired?
That's right.
So
an episode that was kind of fresh, he spoiled. It had been aired, but it was the new one. And someone who was just a little bit behind was like, hey, you know, you just told me about the most current show. Is that bad?
That's pretty good.
It depends on the time frame. Like, if they are in a group where they always watch 2 episodes or whatever, and he commented about the first one that they were all supposed to have watched, then maybe the person shouldn't be in the thread where someone could potentially talk about it until they've seen the episode.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they entered it's not like they went on Twitter and someone was like, you know, in Game of Thrones, the end of season 3 or whatever, when everybody, like, it was like hashtag Joffrey died or whatever.
So
Like, it's
hypothetically,
not like just went on there. They went to a specific thread dedicated to the show. You're not an asshole. The other person is just dumb for going there and doing it.
Yeah.
so here's a hypothetical situation, right? Totally not about me. What if you're on a podcast that talks about Game of Thrones every week? And then maybe you say you talk about things that happened in the most recent episode that spoil it for people who haven't seen it yet. Does that make you bad?
Why would that make you
No.
bad?
Only if you bring up things that happen in books that show watchers haven't seen.
Are you
Well,
sure
not-
you're still in the hypothetical?
Yeah.
I'm in literal land now.
I mean, hypothetically, like if what you just said is there is a show or there's a meeting or there's a group, if there is a set amount of people that you routinely do the same thing on the same day every single time, you should not be surprised if you go to that area and you get spoiled something that you should have done in that time frame. Like I understand if it's like 2 minutes after it airs and you weren't there and then somebody is like, "Holy shit, like the red wedding happened," and you're like, "What the fuck? I just got home." Like, that's maybe if they understand that you're not there, that's a dick move. But like if you're just not on the same pace as the other group that you do this with, that's just you're being an idiot for going there. Like you should know that's what's going to happen. It's a discussion.
What did I
Red.
spoil
You know what?
from the books? What did I spoil?
You know what the nicest thing so far about being caught up with the series with Game of Thrones, that is, and pretty caught up with the books. I've got a book and a half left to go. However, I feel like I know what's going to happen mostly. Now I can go to the subreddit, the Song of Ice and Fire subreddit, the Game of Thrones subreddit, and I can enjoy those inside jokes. And there's a lot of cool content there, a lot of original content that comes out of those subreddits. It's really funny, and lots of the fan theories and stuff like that. So I'm enjoying that a lot more now that I'm kind of caught up.
Yeah,
But I don't think that guy's an asshole.
It's not an asshole.
not an asshole.
He definitely. I mean, clearly he didn't do anything intentionally.
Spoil
It sounds
away.
like a lot of these people that go to this subreddit are just real bitches. Like they don't have real issues to even
They're
complain
really
about.
bitches.
Like the drugs is different because I feel like he literally was like he was conflicted because it's his mother and it's someone that he instinctively wants to like agree with and he really respects her opinion. That one made sense.
Yeah.
But like some of these
And the
petty
first one.
bitches.
The first
Yeah.
one makes sense.
First one makes sense, but
But-
some of these petty bitches are just like, hey, everybody says I spoiled the last episode of the show, and I wasn't trying to. I was just trying to put out some nice content for the forum, and I'm a moderator with over 1,800 posts now, and I think at this day and age, now that I got my Excalibur status, I should be able to I don't care about all that. Like,
Yeah, they seem like a lot of superficial bolstering like details. Like even the even that one is just like, and by the way, I'm an actor on this TV show, so like they should understand that I'm involved and know these things. It just seems like a lot of it is just like, please validate me.
Yeah,
I
it's
wish I knew
please.
what show it was.
station wrapped in a humble brag.
Yeah, it's a humble
Big
brag.
burrito of narcissism. Like,
Hmm.